Yeah, I knew that this was coming. Yo, I knew that this was coming. I knew that ESPN was probably calling Stephen A. Smith. Hey, boy, time for you to go to work, boy. You know I own you, right? Yeah, boy. Yeah. You see that Negro, Kyrie Irving? Yeah, he think he can get away with this, huh? Stephen A., this is why we pay you the big bucks, boy. Now we need you to do what you always do. Disparage and disrespect another black man because you know we can't do it. So it's time for you to go to work, boy. Now get on that. Get on our platform and talk about Kyrie like you always do. This is why we pay you the big bucks. Now get on the camera and start buck dancing, boy. I knew that this was coming. Boy, I bet you Stephen A. Smith was just salivating, right? He was salivating. He just couldn't wait until he could go on ESPN and start going off on Kyrie. Am I surprised? Not at all. But you know what? It's so funny that Mr. Stephen A. Smith said he doesn't take personal attacks, but yet the first word that comes out of his mouth is idiotic. He literally calls Kyrie Irving an idiot because he wants to be traded from a team that took away millions of dollars from him, a team that embarrassed him on TV, a team that got him removed from Nike, a team that made him apologize 100,000 times differently, a team that made him lose a lot of money over a tweet. Not something that he actually said, not something that he actually wrote, but because of a tweet. So just because Kyrie Irving don't want to play with a team that took away millions of dollars from him. So since Kyrie Irving doesn't want to play for a team that disrespected him in the media, he's an idiot. Buck dancing Stephen A. Smith. Boy, I know you was salivating. But listen to the words, the first words he says about Kyrie Irving requesting a trade. Listen to this.
What do you think of this trade request?
Idiotic. Let's get that out of the way. Here's a guy in Kyrie Irving that for the last 3 years who's gotten most of his money, but missed more than 50% of his games. Enters the last year after this offseason. Obviously, the situation that he got himself into earlier this year was unfortunate, but he resurrected himself from that. Was playing spectacular basketball, beating both together amongst guards.
Something that he got himself into because he voiced his opinion, because he knows who he is, because he don't let social media or this so-called American history lie to him, because he's woke, because he understands where he comes from. So he got himself into this because of freedom of speech. That's why? Okay.
For the All-Star game. Playing outstanding basketball and reminding everybody what an absolute flat-out superstar basketball player he is. No one questioned that. All we ever questioned was, can the man go the rest of the season without being any kind of distraction?
Who questioned that? I didn't question that. And why is this a distraction? The man don't want to be there. Why would anyone want to play for a team that did what they did to them? Anyone would want to get out of there. But yet, buck dancing Stephen A. Smith does what he do best.
If he's going to have a chance to get his money. And lo and behold, he pulls this. And why? Because the Brooklyn Nets had the temerity, the unmitigated goal, to say, play the season. We'll see. Because we haven't had you for a full season without any drama. And here he is again. For a guy that's looking for a long-term deal from another team, there is no question about what you're getting when Kyrie Irving is on the...
Here he goes. Now he's trying to lower his value. Pay attention to what he's doing. He's publicly saying this to lower Kyrie Irving's value. He always does this with black athletes. He always comes on and tries to devalue their worth. So now he's trying to tell all the GMs out there, Kyrie Irving is not worth the money that he wants. That's basically what he's doing. God, boy, this... Dang, boy, you sad, boy.
basketball court. The only question mark regarding him is his commitment to not being a distraction and to going out there and performing. And the fact that he's made headlines with this, all it did was serve to remind everybody out there he's spectacular. We'd love to have him in our uniform so long as we don't have to make a long-term investment in him because he cannot be trusted. He just reminded the basketball world of that.
Wow, he can't be trusted. Pay attention to the words that he's using. He's literally trying to devalue his worth. He's really trying to convince these managers don't pay him the money that he wants. Why are you trying to take money out this man's pocket?
So, Stephen A., if you're a GM for some of the teams that we've talked about,
See? Pay attention. Yo, I swear, I didn't even listen to this. This is my first time watching this, but I knew Stephen A. was going to say something stupid because I seen the title of it and it says idiotic. But pay attention to what I just said. He's sending a message to the GMs. And what's the follow-up question that she asks Stephen A. Smith? If you was a GM, what would you do? I bet you he's going to say, I'm not going to give him the money that he's asking for. I swear to God, I have not heard this before, but I can just predict on what he's going to say.
Or a GM for some of the teams. So, Stephen A., if you're a GM for some of the teams that we've talked about that have the space to trade for Kyrie Irving, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Mavericks, the Heat, as some of those teams, would you do it? Would you make that deal?
It depends on what I'm getting rid of in return for his services. If I'm getting a superior basketball player, and in the midst of all of that, I'm getting rid of players and contracts that I don't want on my docket, sure. But that's entirely different, Malika, than making a long-term commitment in him.
There he goes.
You're not obligated to do that just because you trade for him.
There he
can talk
goes.
about where he wants to go all he wants to. But if there's not a market for him to get a long-term contract, then he has to accept whether it's staying in Brooklyn or going wherever he ends up going. Because there's not a market out there for somebody that's willing to give him a long-term deal.
There he goes.
That's the situation. He doesn't have the leverage that he thinks he has.
I'm looking at our news bar. It says that Kyrie has maintained interest in the Los Angeles Lakers. Before we let you go, Stephen A., your thoughts on a potential reunion between LeBron James and Kyrie Irving?
That would be absolutely spectacular if the Lakers were able to pull it off. But in order to do that, they'd have to send away probably Russell Westbrook. If you do that,
which would be a good trade, because Westbrook is not a good fit. Westbrook is not a good fit for the Lakers and LeBron James.
To get the $47 million off your books, Brooklyn would have to reunite KD with Russell Westbrook. How you think KD gonna feel about that?
Nope.
And so regardless of what everybody is saying,
hell no.
I consider that scenario highly unlikely. Impossible? No, but highly unlikely. I'd love to see Kyrie Irving in Tinseltown with LeBron and Anthony Davis and see what that materializes into. But the bottom line is the Lakers would have to give up a haul to get him. The Brooklyn Nets would have to accept and embrace that haul, and that's a lot to expect. So I consider that to be a highly unlikely scenario.
So there we go, man. Buck dancing Stephen A. Smith. The first words that come out of his mouth is idiotic. Not surprising at all. Y'all leave a comment down below and y'all let me know how you feel about this, man. Boy, that's a shame, man. This is why Stephen A. Smith get paid the big bucks, because he follows massa orders. And when it's time for him to work and to start buck dancing, oh, he gonna buck dance like none other. Y'all leave a comment down below. It's your boy Damn D signing out. Peace.